time we played them, and we knew that some of those nights they're going to come and go, but our defense has to be the focal point. And I think you saw that today. Like, we didn't shoot the ball great, but we held them under 75, and we did the little things. So I think that is what's going to get us key wins and stacking wins in this league. I mean, we got Seattle coming up, so our defense is really going to have to be on point.
At this point, I think we're like 4.5, 5 weeks left in the regular season. How close, how often, I mean, the standings are so jumbled towards the bottom, but they're really close, tight games. Like, how often are you looking at those? How do you separate that?
Yeah, me personally, I'm not looking at it every single day. I'm not really harping on it because it could change in a blink of an eye. I think my biggest thing is just making sure that we can stack wins and do it the right way. We can't get to have the highs. Like, we're not going to be satisfied because we're just winning a couple games. Like, we got to start stacking and playing the right way. And it's tough. It is really, really tough. But when it comes to playoff seeding, I threw that out when we first started going crazy and our record wasn't what we wanted it to be. So I threw that, looking at that out easy. So yeah, right now we just got to focus on stacking wins.
How has the season been for you? And it is different in the fact that you are navigating inconsistencies, ups and downs, the record that you guys aren't used to. How has that challenged you as your own player?
Yeah, it's challenged me in a lot of different ways. I think the biggest thing that I've focused on, and I love the challenge, is it's really helped me buckle down and being a leader to my team. It's easy to lead when you're winning. Winning disguises a lot of different things. But when you're in the trenches and things aren't going well and it feels like everybody got something to say about the Aces team, how do you lead that? How do you get all the minds on one accord of staying poised through the noise? And I think that's what I really kind of learned about myself. I got into meditation, and I'm trying to reach out to my teammates in different ways. So a lot of this, it's not really on court for me. It's more so off the court and how I can get the best out of my teammates.
We'll go to Zoom. Callie first. Callie.
Asia, you recorded a milestone 500th block tonight, and I just wanted to ask you, about, I guess, how that aspect of your game has developed. You've always been one of the league's premier blockers, but how do you view that aspect of your game? Is it something that you think about consciously, and how can a good block change the energy of a game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a good block can definitely change the momentum of a game. It could be a big bucket that you just got a big stop, or just the tenacity of it is kind of nasty, especially if you get a good one. It could kind of wake your team up. So I love that. It's definitely an aspect of my game that I love the most because defense is fun when you play it right. Defense, when you can have the capability, especially in this league, when you have such great players, if you can make it a little bit difficult with them or just let them think, I love that challenge. So it's something that I really take personal in a sense. So that's pretty cool.
Got it. And then also, I'm watching from home, so we can't see you up close, but a lot of people on social media were saying maybe you had a black eye. I still can't see you very well. Do you? Or is that
yes, I got a black eye during the Minnesota game, and it's been beautiful on my face. It looks so cute. So yeah, it's green now. It's not really a black eye, it's a green eye. But yes, I do have a black eye.
Wow, got it. Thank you.
We'll go to Nikias next. Nikias.
Hey, Asia, I had two quick ones for you. One, the chemistry with you and Jackie Young in dribble handoffs. Y'all have already run more handoffs this year than you did all of last season. How have you seen that chemistry build, and how is that different than the pick and roll chemistry, if at all?
I think it's very different because I have a chance to keep. Jackie has a chance to keep, and you really just don't know. Sometimes we don't even know. And I think that's the beautiful thing that we've built through our trust. And with Jackie is she's a very trust heavy type of player. So just in conversations and letting her know that I'm going to be there. And it's sometimes just eye contact of exactly knowing how to get her the basketball or vice versa. So I think the biggest thing for us is just trusting one another. And when you've played along somebody for as long as we have, you start to build that trust a little easy. So just communicating and making sure that she can get to her spots and I can get to mine is so key. So I think I kind of like us in dribble handoff actions more than the pick and roll, but both work.
Got you. And second, do you have a favorite block of your 500?
Do I have a favorite block? I can't think right now. I love all my blocks, honestly, because I like all my blocks that I can keep inbound.
She had a good one tonight. She basically blocked it with your elbow.
I did, low key. Yeah.
Ooh, it's a fumble one.
Oh, I thought that thing said 7 turnovers. It's 7 rebounds, y'all. But yeah, I like all my blocks that I can keep it balanced.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Asia.
See you a bit.
Move
See you
on
in
to
a few
questions.
minutes. Hey.
Questions in the room for Becky at all before we go to Zoom? Kendra?
Hi, Becky. Kendra Andrews. Yes, again, Asia I asked her kind of what she's seen as a commonality through these wins that you guys have been stacking that you were talking about post or pregame, and she talked about the defense. So I was just curious of what you've seen from your team's defense over the past couple weeks compared to maybe like last month or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, just executing the game plan at a higher level, really. More attention to detail, trying to not let those little things slip. Stay on top of those little things that really help you win, like pickup points, Sounds like a small thing, but it really sets the stage for your defense. We did a better job on the glass tonight. Last time this team really got away from us on the glass. So little things like that, blocking out, just being solid. And then, that helps our offense too. We get to play with a live ball instead of bringing it up against the set defense all the time. So, I mean, I think they've been thinking about it more too. I've been making them do their own scattering reports. So they've been very locked in.
Do they present these scouting
Mhm.
reports to you and in
Yep.
front of the coaches and stuff?
Yes, they do.
Where do you guys go from there in terms of?
Well, I don't know. She told me I should take it back over in August, but I'm like, you guys have been doing such a good job. But it really puts their head in the game before they arrive to the gym. They've thought about a lot of these scenarios. They've played it over in their head, and it's really just locked them in on a different level for the most part. And quite honestly, a lot of their schemes, with the exception of one or two, I'm like, I like it. We'll roll with it. So just giving them more ownership in that area, and they've really taken on the challenge. They're calling meetings I don't even know about.
We were talking about that pregame too, and I asked Asia about how this season has challenged her as a player, as an MVP, and she talked about taking on more of that leadership role off of the court. I'm curious for you as well as the coach, how this season and the ups and downs of it has challenged you and made you grow.
Well, it's been challenging, that's for sure. When things aren't going good, it can make you question some things that maybe you thought you were super strong in. And I think, for me, when things aren't going well, it has to go back to the foundations. What is the base problem here? And then going back and trying to shore up those areas. But I feel like I have a good feel on what it takes to win, the standard that it takes. There's some players that come into our program and they're like, man, Coach Hammond expects it to be perfect. Pretty close. Yeah. Because that's what it takes to win championships. You can't do it right or half effort 60 or 70% of the time. That's not good enough. You got to do it right 9 out of 10 times, 10 out of 10 times. And just keep demanding that greatness, keep coaching greatness, keep instilling confidence in their greatness. There's honestly been times where I just felt like they didn't need a kick in the butt. They needed a hug. And so, just filling those areas out and rolling with them. I have a lot invested with the group and vice versa. So just trusting those relationships.
We'll go to Callie on Zoom. Callie?
Coach, watching this game from home, it almost seemed like a playoff game. I'm wondering if it felt like that for you and what you liked about the way your team was able to just battle from start to finish.
I think there was big implications for both teams. It was a fourth game, tiebreaker scenarios, but also I think both teams are really hungry to start building some momentum. I know that was the focus for us was, we were up 2-1 on them. We wanted to make sure we would get that home court if we were to be tied at the end of the year. So we definitely had a very business-like approach, which should be there every game, honestly. But being that we just saw them, I felt like, we definitely had some adjustments that we needed to work on, some things we could have done better. And we did do some things better. I didn't like our zone offense at all, so we'll be working on some of that because which we did. We just got to execute better and shoot the ball a little bit better. I thought both teams didn't exactly shoot it well tonight, but a hard fought game on both ends. I thought their team scrapped, we were scrapping, and the energy in this building is crazy. I mean, they are loud. So, you're fighting a lot of different outside elements.
Thank you.
We'll go to Cassie and then Nikias. Cassie.
Cassie with Women's Basketball 365. Coach, Jewel is performing substantially better in the starting lineup. You spoke to some hesitancy with making that change. I'm curious to know where that hesitancy came from and what does it take for you to change your mind since you had so much success? What can make you change your mind over on something like that?
Well, there's a couple things that were rolling around in my head. First of all, she's Jewel Lloyd, and I have a lot of confidence in her and her abilities. Secondly, I didn't want her to feel like I was giving up on her or lost faith in her. That was not the case, and I wanted to be very clear with her about that. Thirdly, this is something that she brought to me a couple different times, and so it comes to a point of I'm going to trust her and her feel and what she feel it, for whatever reason. I mean, I don't know. You'd have to ask her, but maybe just a little more opportunity. I don't know, touching the ball more. I don't know exactly. Because actually, before I even moved her to the bench, she was playing quite a bit of minutes with the second unit because I wanted her to get, a lot of touches. I don't know. It's probably a better question for her, but it just came down to she needed to change. And, as a coach, when a player says they need to change, you got to accommodate a change.
Thank you.
We'll end with Nikias.
Hi, Coach. I had a couple of quick ones for you. One, to the zone offense. From your view, what did you feel was the biggest issue? Or did you feel like it was just something that Golden State was kind of dictating on that front?
Well, first of all, Natalie knows what we run to a T. So there comes a point where when you see teams start cheating what you're doing, it becomes playing basketball and making reads. And I tell them, screw the play. Go play basketball, get in the seams, get the ball into the paint, get it kicked out, get it to change sides. You generally do those against the zone. You're going to be in pretty good shape. However, I did think we had a lot of really good looks. They just didn't go in. So I don't know if it was so much. I'll have to look at it. I didn't think our execution was great, but we did the shots, good looking shots that we did get, we didn't knock down. But we want to be, prepared for the next team that challenges us in that area. But, we had some success with a couple of our sets, especially late. Jewel got free on one that was good. The biggest thing is don't overthink zones. You got to go play, find seams. I think the analyzation makes you slow a lot of times. So there was huge holes in there, and we were able to get it in there a couple times to A, and she was able to go to work in there. But I don't think it was terrible. Probably worse in my mind than it actually was, but we'll definitely be working on it.
Got you. And then very quickly, on Aaliyah Nye, it's felt like she's hit a little bit of a rough patch over the last few games, at least offensively. Do you feel like that's just kind of randomness, or do you feel like the scout has updated on her or anything like that?
I thought she had great looks tonight. They just didn't go in. When I stick her in, she better shoot the ball as many times as she possibly can the next game. She can shoot the crap out of it. So that's what she's out there to do. Sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. I've lost zero confidence in her, though. She got all my confidence in the world out there.
Got you. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Coach. We'll be back.
Jackie Kendra Angie with ESPN. Becky was talking about how she's been having you guys scout your own defensive assignments. How is that? What's that process like, and how does the presentation go? Kind of take me into that whole process.
Yeah, I mean, A takes the majority of the load, and then we're in constant communication. Obviously, I talk to A a lot about it. We go back and forth about what we think is best for the team. I know she's talking to other people on the team too, but I think it's helped us, because if we're making the scheme, we believe that we can execute that scheme, and so I think it's been good for us. Just seeing everybody, step up and have a different role and just be more involved.
We'll go to Andrew on Zoom. Andrew Jones.
Thank you, Carly and Caroline. Congrats on the win, Jackie. Want to ask you about the fourth quarter defense, where you got them to take some mid-range shoots that they didn't want to take, and how you locked down the defensive end. Talk about how you defended in that fourth quarter with the steals that you had and the team collectively.
Yeah, we knew the game was on the line. We knew this was a big one today. And they have a great crowd, so we just really had to lock in and get defensive stops, execute the defensive schemes, and do whatever we could to win the game, And so we know they have a lot of good shooters, and so just not letting them have any wide open catch and shoot threes, just trying to run them off the line a little bit, and then force them into taking long twos.
And just real quick for me, in terms of moment when Dana Evans bumped Carla late there, you and Tiffany Hayes, which your good camaraderie has no words. Was that just, spirit of the game, being the top competitors that you are, or that was just something that was overdue, more overdue about nothing there?
Yeah, me and Tip are cool, so it wasn't anything for real.
We'll go to Nikias and then finish with Callie. Nikias.
Hey, Jackie, congrats on the win. I asked Asia about this a little bit earlier, but you and her have run more dribble handoffs this year than you did all of last season already. I want to know how it's been kind of building chemistry in those situations versus your pick and roll chemistry.
Yeah, we've played together, our whole careers. And so just knowing that coach wants the ball, in our hands, and playing through us. So just trying to be smart, make the right reads, whether that's a pocket to her or attacking the basket, or kicking it out to my teammates that are open for three. So just knowing that the team and the coaches have a lot of trust in us, and it's our job, to make the right decisions. We know that teams are going to bring double teams, triple teams to A, and so she's done a great job of, making the right read of when to be aggressive, when to kick it out to us on the three. But it's impressive just how she shows up every night, given the different defensive schemes that are being brought to her every night.
Gotcha. Thank you.
We'll finish with Callie.
Jackie, your nickname, which I'm just now learning, of Baby Braun, has been mentioned a lot between these last two games. Like Natalie Kaze talked about it. Becky talked about how that's like, it's because of the way that you play through contact, I guess is what she was saying. And I'm wondering how you've kind of seen that skill develop throughout your career and how just vital it's been this season, especially.
Yeah, that's a new one. But I work hard in the off season, to get my body right. Just because that's the style of play that I like to play with. Just being a little bit more physical and just knowing that, defenses are going to be physical with me. So just being able to take a bump and still finish, and just being able to play through contact. It's a physical game, and so I just being strong works to my advantage.
Wait, so just to clarify, the nickname Baby LeBron or Baby Braun, like they're not calling that to your face. They're just saying it to us.
Yeah, no. Yeah, they aren't calling me that.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.